I'm probably at the Pentagon once or twice a week. I was on the fifth corridor, and the plane struck between the fourth and the fifth corridors. I remember it was a beautiful day. The sky was brilliantly blue. There were no clouds. Someone came into my office and said that a plane had flown into a building in New York, World Trade Center. And it didn't take hardly any time to realize that, unless they just had a complete failure of the navigation systems, this was deliberate. I remember I was sitting on the table, leaning back against the table, when the explosion happened. The impact was a little different than other explosions that I've experienced in combat areas, in the sense that it was much sharper, as I remember it. It wasn't like thunder. It wasn't like an artillery explosion that kind of rumbles. It was a very sharp, and it happened and it was over. The same way with the heat and the pressure. It happened and then it was gone. The next thing I remember is I was under the desk or table. However, I ended up under that table. It was probably a good thing, because I really didn't get cut from the glass. And I was the closest to it of the other two or three people that were in the office. You kind of do a quick assessment. Do I still have two legs, two arms? Are they working? I was fine. We looked around the office. Everyone seemed to be okay. In the immediate office, made an effort to get everybody, make sure everyone was accounted for, make sure no one was hurt. The next office over, there were a couple of people killed. We went over to see if we could provide any help, because at this point the fire trucks hadn't got there. The only assistance that was available was what was on site. Someone from that area had already started organizing litter teams, and there were stretchers that had come out of somewhere. They were the fold-up handheld stretchers. And so we organized into 6-person teams. And as we got closer to the building, I remember the heat from the fire. As a result of days like this, there are a number of stories that you have, a number of memories. As we were moving up, I want to say there were maybe 30 people, 5 or so stretchers, litters, with 6 people on each one. No one else had followed the guidance either. It wasn't all just active duty. There was a younger than me, probably 30-ish woman. She was blonde. She was very attractive. Had on a black business suit. And she heard the take anything off is going to burn too, I think. But as we got closer to the building and you started to feel the heat, I can only assume that she realized that she had black pantyhose on, that she probably did not want to wear inside of a burning building. I don't think I was in shock. I may have been. She may have been. So as soon as she felt the heat, she just said, "Stop." Everybody stopped. And she proceeded to take her pantyhose off by pulling her skirt up pretty much under her armpits, taking her shoes off, pulling her pantyhose off, pulling her skirt back down, putting her shoes on. She folded her pantyhose up neatly and put it in her pocket. All of us guys stood there, even though we've just had a plane fly through our office, and we all kind of stopped and went, okay. And then she said, "I'm ready." And we started to move again. Now we were still, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 feet from the building. And it was about at that point that the upper floors collapsed. Her deciding to take off her pantyhose, in addition to being a nice diversion for 30 seconds, potentially saved the lives of some of us who might have been under that when it fell.